Yeah. Good evening, everyone. We are pleased to have all of you today here to give you a brief introduction about Atticus. Atticus Advisors is a management consulting firm which is actively involved in conducting corporate trainings for professionals and upcoming MBA aspirants and other students. Atticus provides certification programs followed by life project opportunities, which enable students to build their profile for entrance preparation, job interviews, higher studies, and their entire holistic upskilling. For today's session, we have onboarded Mr. Parthasarathi Ghosh. He is an electrical engineer from Techno India, Kolkata, and also an MBA in finance from NMIMS, Mumbai. He has over 7 years of experience ranging from sales, operations, analytics, management consulting. He has got extensive experience in insurance, retail, pharma, and BFSI sectors. He has been pivotal in converting as well as servicing a large number of clients for Atticus Advisors in both management consulting and servicing operations. Apart from finance and marketing, he is also an avid reader and writer, which contributes to his storyboarding skills, Excel, and PowerPoint. Today's webinar will be taken by him. So we thank you, Partho sir, for giving us time for today's session. Now it's time to hand over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sunipa. That was very kind of you. Very kind words. Good evening, everyone. For the benefit of this session, it'll be great if all of you can mute on this. A couple of quick instructions before I get on. Anytime any of you want to communicate, all you have to do is raise your hand and it will be visible to me. So there's a raise your hand section right in Zoom controls. Otherwise, if you have lost connectivity with us, the best thing to do is yes. Maliha, you have raised your hand. I can see that. Very good. That's how you raise your hand. Do you have something to say, Maliha? Oh, I guess you were just testing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So in this, if you lose again network connectivity at any point of time, then all you have to do is disconnect and log into Zoom again. If after that also you cannot connect, then it's a good idea to text us. For now, I'm just going to mute you all. If any of you have to speak, just unmute or raise your hand. All right, I'll get started then. Thank you, Sunipa, for the kind introduction. Very kind words, as always. Today's session is focused on finance and marketing. If there are other courses that you're more interested in, feel free to connect with Sunipa once more and figure out when will be our next free webinar, which would be for uh, Excel, PowerPoint, HR, and operations. For now, let us focus on marketing and finance. To begin with, I wanted to understand, Sunipa, correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the people in this group today, none of them are MBA students. Is that right? Or is there an MBA student here?
No, sir, there is not an MBA student.
There's no MBA students here, right? All right. So a little bit about why this course is important. Most of the MBA aspirants whom we have here, when you are going to be connecting with us, जब आप हम लोगों के साथ connect करते हैं for recruitment या फिर आपके MBA course के लिए, so there is a very big gap between how the ideal CV should look like and how is your profile. Simple example is जब एक MBA first year student has जब एक BCom third year student or a BTech third year student or a BCA third year student is going for MBA, the first thing that we see after their marks or the CAT score is the CV. Now, in their CV, we want to look for things that they have done outside of the academics, something related to their profile. So why would a recruiter, why would a MBA institute, why would they prefer your profile over another person's profile? Uh, why would there be is there an added advantage in your CV? Now, there are a couple of ways in which that added advantage is given. The most significant way to do that, which has come from our experience, is through certifications. Now, the certifications could be either in finance, marketing, it could be in details of finance, and so on and so forth. A little bit about our program. I'll just give you a brief introduction before I get to the details. The course that is in front of you that you can see, which is the Management Certification Course Fundamentals. This is a course where we have designed this specifically to cover in a total of 8 hours all the four subjects, which is finance, marketing, operations, and HR. So people from diverse backgrounds, you can be from a commerce background, from an engineering background, आपका background arts हो सकता है, computer applications, आपका economics background हो सकता है. लेकिन आपको अगर MBA करना है और आप श्योर नहीं है आप किस फील्ड के बारे में सर्टेन है, यू आर नॉट श्योर ऑफ विच स्पेशलाइजेशन यू वांट टू डू इमीडिएटली, दिस इज द कोर्स दैट वी रेकमेंड. इसमें क्या होता है, across four separate sessions we give you a very strong uh, fundamental knowledge about these subjects. Advantage, you don't have to go through an entire course in finance which is 15 hours just to get a basic understanding if you're looking for if you're looking for a career in marketing, for example. So doing this fundamentals course gives you that advantage to have a basic level of understanding for finance, marketing, HR, and operations over a course of 4 weeks. There are two things associated with our methodology. That is the case study based way, where we are not going to talk about, so these are the 4 P's of marketing, this is how it works, this is how our matrix is, and so on. It is going to be very practical, very hands-on, which means people like me, people who work in the industry, who would be your trainers or your professors, we are going to be using real life uh, examples, real life case studies of where the application of what you're studying can be used. What is the advantage? Whenever you're going for a job interviews, whenever you're going for a profile, whenever you're going for any of your uh, examinations or your group discussions, you are not going to be expected to reiterate what theory is. आपको कोई पूछेगा नहीं कि ये 4 P's of marketing क्या है बताइए, या ये theory क्या है बताइए, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. लेकिन it would be expected from you to understand what is the practical application of that theory. So the question would be something more generic. I will come to that in a little while. In just 5 minutes, I'll come to what I mean by the case study based method. Second is we provide home assignment as a mandate. It is impossible that these 2-3 hours is going to be good enough for you to have complete understanding of or in-depth understanding of the sessions that have been taught by us. So what helps is we provide you with assignments which are going to be evaluated during the class in the next session. Third thing, after the courses are completed, because we are associated with a consulting firm, which is Atticus Advisors, this being Atticus Advantage, which is focused on education, Atticus Advisors, which is a separate entity, which is a management consulting firm. Atticus Advisors has a lot of clients which require a lot of support in multiple ways. What we have found is the best complete experience that we can provide to our students is after the certification is complete, we provide them with live projects where they look at a real life problem, where they look at real life scenarios, real life uh, decision making, where they would provide it with live data. Then whatever we have taught them during the certification program is something that they can actually apply. A typical live project lasts for about 1 to 2 weeks. Uh, we had certain requests and we had certain requirements where people wanted it more and more, longer and longer ones. That is something that can be discussed, but that is after the course completion. In that case, also, you would be allocated with a mentor, a consultant, and that management consultant will be giving you work on a daily basis for the client that he's handling right now. All right. Um, does anyone have any questions right now on this bit on fundamentals? Anything yet? All right. Let me go ahead then. Apologies. Right. Done with the introduction. Okay. I just got a chat from someone. Great. Thank you, Maliha. All right. I'll first start with something very common, a very common concept about marketing. Marketing is not something that I majored in, but it is still 60% of the job that I do on a day-to-day basis for my work. And therefore, it is probably something much more closer to my heart. Everybody tells you that there's a great career in marketing. People also tell you there's a great career in sales. Now, can anyone here, and this is an Amazon moment right here. So, can anyone here tell me the difference between sales and marketing? Is there a, all right, let me make it simpler. Is there a difference between sales and marketing? And if so, what is that difference? Can someone give a shot in one line? I'm going to count till 10. If somebody replies within that time in this group, then they get an Amazon voucher, or else we can pause for now. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. No takers for this one. No worries. We'll get them next time. There is a difference between sales and marketing. The difference between sales and marketing is design and implementation. Concept of marketing. Yes, Maliha. It is an Amazon browser screen. The question that was asked is what? So that was sort of a way to let the participants know that the answer to this question, if you can provide it in the WhatsApp group, then you get Amazon voucher for 500 bucks. The question was, is there a difference between sales and marketing? And if there is, do you want to, does anyone know what that difference is? That's what I was explaining right now, Maliha. Marketing is the strategy part of business where you are deciding who you should be targeting. How should your product look like? How should it reach to your people? How should the packaging be? What should the message be? What should be the name of your product? What should be the logo of your product? Is your product going to be sold for everyone or just a few people? Is your product going to be premium or is it going to be low priced? All of these conversations, the science behind all of this is marketing. Sales is how do you get the numbers? That's it. Sales and marketing have a fundamental difference. After every single task done by marketing, sales starts its job. So, if I were to give an example of a toothpaste, the price was decided, the color was decided, the texture was decided, whether it's going to be white or not, it's going to be like a paste or will it be harder. The packaging was decided, it would be a red box, a clear box. You have those gel ones, you would be familiar with those ones, right? Where it's transparent toothpaste. All of that is decided. It's all complete. And finally, you have a box, which is a toothpaste, right? Sales starts figuring out how does the customer buy it? Where does say now? What is the first thing that sales does? All of this, which I just mentioned, is happening inside the factory where the toothpaste is produced. The toothpaste is produced, it's packaged, it's printed, there's a label on top of it, there's a price on top of it, and it's sitting in the factory. Now, how does that one toothpaste, which is made in the factory, going to reach all the way to your home is what sales has to figure out. Okay. One more moment here, and anybody here can give it a shot. Nikhil, I'm looking at you. Next Amazon question. Is advertising a part of sales or is advertising a part of marketing? I will repeat that question once more. Is advertising a part of sales or is advertising a part of marketing? Shripa, do you want to try this one? Come on.
But
Try.
advertising, as I think, is a part of strategy. So it's actually a part of marketing.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, Apologies. No. Hey, somebody wrote a chat. Yeah, Nikhil also wrote as marketing. No. Sorry to disappoint you guys. No Amazon again. Advertising is a part of sales because advertising is implementation. Now you're going to argue with me, sir. That's not true. Advertising is all about thinking. Advertising is all about strategizing and figuring out how should I market my product? How will it look like, and so on. Yes, that is the general term about advertising, right? That is a very general thought about what is advertising. But no, you hire an ad agency or you hire an advertising guy, or the role of the advertiser starts after the product is ready. The advertiser will never go back to the manufacturer and say, hey, you know what? Epsodent should not look pink. It should look blue, for God's sake. ठीक है? तो एडवर्टाइजिंग का काम कभी भी अपस्ट्रीम नहीं हो सकता है, वो कभी प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन नहीं कर सकता है, वो सब काम मार्केटिंग टीम करता है. एडवर्टाइजिंग का काम है टू रीच आउट टू द पीपल. So advertisers will actually be preparing the ads. Isn't that right? So उनको टारगेट मार्केट मिल चुका है. आपका पेप्सोडेंट, जिन जिन आपका टूथपेस्ट जिन जिन लोगों के पास जाएगा, वो टारगेट मार्केट डिसाइड हो चुका है. एडवर्टाइजर्स को फिगर आउट करना पड़ेगा, how will that product be visible to the target market? Okay, so that's where advertising comes. So couple of parts of sales. One is advertising. One more part is, okay, question number 2. Uh, one of these two is going to be a part of sales. Question 1, option 1 is distribution. Option 2 is pricing strategy. Let me repeat that question. Let's make this also an Amazon moment. Everybody again try. I think there are 2 marketing guys here, if I'm not wrong. Where would you put, which of these 2 are going to be a part of sales? One is product, pricing strategy, and the other one is distribution. Between distribution and pricing strategy, which of them would be a part of sales? Okay, we have someone who's replying. Shunipa has written pricing. Shunipa, you're incorrect again. Apologies for this. It's not pricing. Pricing is again something related to how the product is. Okay, so one of the key sort of definitions of a product is price. So there are many ways to define a product. एक product क्या होता है? उसमें से एक critical part होता है pricing, which is also marketing. Pricing strategy. Sorry, Maliha, you got this wrong. Pricing strategy is not a part of sales. Distribution is a part of sales. Again, from the beginning, distribution is operations. Sales is figuring out how do you get your product to the customer. Marketing is figuring out what does the product look like, or what is the product. So the product definition, the target market definition, the pricing definition, they have all happened during marketing phase. Sales cannot control pricing strategy. Now, one of you may ask me, sir, discount. Where would you put discounts? Is discount part of marketing or discount part of sales? The answer is simple. Discount is again part of sales, because the price of the product, if you observe carefully, has not changed. Even if you're selling something at 50% off, or 60% off, or 70% off, price of the product is still the same, which means the company is still having it at the same price. Now, when the head of marketing says that price of Pepsodent is going to be 60 rupees or 50 rupees for this unit, this is the final price. Sales head understand that selling something at 50 rupees today in the market is going to be very difficult. It's going to be extremely difficult to sell something at 50 rupees. So you have to do a buy one, get one, 30% off, 20% off, and those things. That is where sales comes into play. So when you get a discount on a price, when you get a special offer, those are all sales promotions. All right. Because again, Sales is figuring out a way to get the product from the factory to your home. When the product was made, it was still 50 rupees because that's how the company has made it. But when it finds its way right to your home, the retailer gave a 50% off. DMart gave a buy one get one, buy two get one, and those things. All right. Just a second. Sorry. Hmm. Uh, One more fundamental concept of marketing, which keeps coming often, all the time, all the time, all the time. STP. Marketing matlab STP. Marketing bole to STP. Marketing, marketing, marketing. It's all STP, right? That's that is the fundamentals of the base. Okay. Uh, I will not ask you the full form of STP. That's not an Amazon question. And if you thought that, then you are a greedy person. STP का full form है segmentation, targeting and positioning. Segmentation, targeting, positioning. Who do you do STP for? Do you do STP for a product? Do you do STP for a sector? Do you do STP for a shop, for a brand? Who do you do STP for? Let me ask this again, and this is an Amazon question. Do you do STP for, I'll be a little more specific. Hold on before all of your answers come in. Do you do STP for Hajmola? Do you do STP for people who like Hajmola? Do you do STP for the Ayurvedic digestion market? Okay, three options. Do you do STP for Hajmola? Do you do STP for people who eat Hajmola sector? Sorry, the target market. Or third, do you do STP for the Hajmola sector, which is Ayurvedic digestibles chewables? Somebody want to try this one? This is actually Amazon 1000 question. I mean, you know this, then you're really, really doing well. Ayurvedic one. Do you mean that you do STP for the sector? Uh, right. I guess that's what you meant, Nikhil, right? Unfortunately, no, Nikhil. You don't do STP for the sector. You don't do STP for the target market. You do STP for the product very specifically for Hajmola. So let's take another example. Uh, do you do STP for Gelusil or Digene or Pudinhara or so on? You have to do STP for Digene is different from STP for Gelusil. Even though you would say that, sir, Digene और Gelusil तो सेम है क्योंकि जब जरूरत पड़ती है मैं Digene भी खा सकता हूँ Gelusil भी खा सकता हूँ, right? Let's hold on. Let me answer that question a little while. Yes, STP for Digene is distinct or separate from STP for Gelusil. Let me ask you, right? Thank you, Malik. Let me ask you this. When you have STP, the first thing which you're talking about is segmentation. So let me go through one simple example. I want to take a good product. Let's take a product example of iPhones. Okay. iPhone is kind of broad. Let's be a little more specific. Let's say segmentation. So let's say we are taking an example of Wonder Chef. So I've recently bought a Wonder Chef mixer. For those who are not aware, एक Wonder Chef mixer grinder is a brand जो कि संजीव कपूर का है. उन्होंने अपना खुद का एक रेंज ऑफ वो स्टार्ट किया है, मशीनरी एंड ग्राइंडर्स एंड मिक्सर्स एंड एवरीथिंग. इट इज एन absolute awesome device to work with. It's perfect. Now let's figure out उस Wonder Chef का STP. Segmentation is looking at the entire segment of people who can possibly buy your product. हमने वो वर्ड डेमोग्राफिक्स बार बार सुना. So हमारे दो सेगमेंट्स हो जाते हैं. There is men and women. First is that. Second हो जाता है age. People less than people age 0 to 15, 16 to 30, 30 to 35, 40 to 50 and so on. तीसरा सेगमेंट क्या हो सकता है? People who are working from home, people who are not working, people who are unemployed, people who are working all the time. तीसरा सेगमेंट क्या हो सकता है? Companies, massive restaurants, small restaurants, dabas, tiny kitchens, roadside. फोर्थ कैटेगरी क्या हो सकता है? People who are not uh, buying, people who are in the malls just testing things out, you know, तो sort of a channel partner जो उसको बेचना चाहते हैं. ठीक है. All of these are segments. Men, women, that's one segment. Age groups 0 to 15, 16 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. It's all distinct segments. Uh, Working, not working, housewife, another student, another segment. Big company, very small company, restaurant, dhaba, thela, another segment. All of these are segments. Now, when you're breaking them into segments, why is there so much? There's no other word for it. Why is there so much magajmari in marketing? The purpose of breaking them into segments is because they all will think or react to your product in a different way. Men and women. The way a man will perceive your product is going to be different from a woman. Age groups 0 to 15, they are going to look at the product in a specific way. 16 to 25, different of there. Yeah, you're right. Most of the time in home. Yeah, you're right. So people in because Wonder Chef का good friend Malia because क्या होता है कि Wonder Chef में capacity कम होता है तो it's you can't make bulk food at the same time, so that's why it's mostly at home. So they are all going to react in different ways. Okay? So you have your आपने एक ऐसा टेबल बना लिया, men women ऐसा एक सेगमेंट, एज का सेगमेंट, ऐसा लोकेशंस, I forgot about locations, my bad. बॉम्बे, दिल्ली, टियर 1 सिटीज, टियर 2 3 सिटीज, टियर 4 सिटीज. बॉम्बे के अंदर बांद्रा, वर्ली, चेंबूर, दादर, इधर साउथ बॉम्बे, नॉर्थ बॉम्बे, एवरीवेयर. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज टारगेटिंग. ये जो आपका टेबल बन गया है, टारगेटिंग इज यू टेकिंग अ पेंसिल एंड टिकिंग which of these should be for Wonder Chef. What you're doing is you're taking a pencil and you're saying, I would target the women for Wonder Chef. As an example, I would target age group 16 to 30 because they are younger and they would want to try something new. I would target the working professionals because my product is going to be a little expensive. So I want people who are who, women who can earn so they can buy it on their own. I want people, I don't want it to be available in malls. Sorry, in small shops. I want it to be available in premium places, so only in Roma and big malls. You know, that's your targeting. So what you have done is first you made the segmentation map, right? The each of those blocks. Then you took a pen, whatever. You start ticking. Wonder Chef is directed towards women. Wonder Chef is directed towards women 15 to 30 who are living in Mumbai, in Chembur, who are going to go to the mall, who are working professionals. What I just drew, this map is called your target map or your targeting for Wonder Chef. Now, a thousand rupee Amazon question. All right. And I'm going to give it 10 seconds. And I don't want anyone to Google this. What is positioning for Wonder Chef going to be like? What is positioning for Wonder Chef going to be like? And I'm going to give it a couple of seconds. Does anyone want to try? What is positioning for Wonder Chef going to be like? Want to give it a shot? Anybody? Okay, no problem. I'll take 1,000. Positioning is not the market position. Wonder Chef का ranking क्या है market? Positioning is not the market share, 30% market share. Positioning is not in that Kirana store. Where is your Wonder Chef placed? Position is not कि हाँ first shelf में, second shelf में. Positioning is not. It is going to be positioned in Delhi or it is going to be positioned at women. Positioning होता है. What is the place where in the brain of the customer which Wonder Chef holds? Think convenience, think Wonder Chef. Think expensive, think Wonder Chef. Think premium, think Wonder Chef. Think useful, think Wonder Chef. So in your brain, when you're going to be thinking of what would be a useful device in my kitchen, which is going to be of premium pricing, then you would think of Wonder Chef. People have spent millions to billions of dollars to figure out what is their positioning. I'll give you one last example and then I will stop with marketing bit and we'll come to finance, which is the next bit of this webinar. You have three types of dark colas in the market. You have Thumbs Up, you have Coca-Cola, you have Pepsi. All three of them have distinct positions in your brain. At any point of time, all three of them have distinct positions. When you go to a movie hall or a movie theater, आपके दिमाग में आता है Thumbs Up नहीं, Mirinda नहीं, आपके दिमाग में Coke आता है, भैया एक Coke देना, फिर आपका Pepsi दे सकता है, that is a different thing. But in your brain, the first thing that comes is Coke. The reason for that is multiple things. That is how Coke has marketed or positioned itself. That think entertainment, think Coke. What is the color of Netflix? Red and black. What is the color of YouTube? Red and black. Most entertainment sites, most fun media sites have these two colors, red and black. What is the color of Coca-Cola? It's red and black. Next thing. Whenever you guys go for a sports event like cricket or football, preferably cricket, what do you think of drinking? Coke? No, this seems odd, right? The first thought in your mind is always going to be, "Yaar, ek Pepsi leke aate hain." What is the color of the uniform of India? Blue. What is the color of the seats usually in the stadium? It's green or blue. When you're sitting in the stadium, and this is a weird example, what is the color of the sky? Blue. Everything around you that you see has got a blue vibe. What is the color of your drink? Blue. It's Pepsi. The bottle is blue. Last is when you go for your adventure resorts, जब आप अलीबाग में जाते हो या कहीं पे भी आप एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स में जाते हो या कहीं पे भी जाते हो, क्या वहां पे आपको कोक पीने का मन करता है या थम्स अप पीने का मन करता है? थम्स अप, टेस्ट द थंडर. Think Salman Khan, think thumbs up. Think Akshay Kumar, think thumbs up. Think Ranveer Singh, think thumbs up. Thumbs up has spent a lot of money in advertising in order to make sure. Thumbs up has spent a lot of time in advertising to make sure that when people are thinking about adventure sports, when people are thinking about adrenaline rushes, when people are thinking about um, doing something risky, people think of thumbs up first. So the three products again. You think of entertainment, you think of Coca-Cola. That's a color. That's the way it is positioned. Thanda matlab Coca-Cola. Think of sports, you think of cricket, you think of kabaddi, you think of football in this country, right, Malia? For nighttime, summertime parties, right? It's the adventure thing. It's the rush, it's the thrill. That's what you have. You're right, Maliha. That's why you think of thumbs up at those times. We're looking at the Indian market right now. If we spend more time outside, then we would have talked about. Sorry, just a second. Shinipa, you may want to check with Manisha. She just dialed in and disconnected. Just check with her once. Maybe I think she tried to connect. Thank you. Manisha Sharma. Uh, Next is your Pepsi, which is for sports. Third is for thumbs up, which is for adrenaline. Right. Great. So that concludes this bit of a session. Let us get on to the next one. Just refer to my notes for a minute. Finance. What is the language of finance? The language of finance is accounting. The language of finance is accounting. All of finance is running every kind of business in this world. There is no business that you can run successfully without finance, without money, without movement of money, without transactions, without funds, without lending, without borrowing, without any of those. That all happens to finance. And the language of finance is accounting. Accounting is understanding the movement of money in terms of transactions, of cash and equivalents. If you want to understand whether a company is doing well, the definition of whether a company is doing well or not, account with tally subject including. Maliha, could you just speak that out? I did not quite understand your question. Can you speak yourself? Can you speak it out? Maliha? Maliha, can you just tell me what you meant by account with tally? There's an audio issue. No worries. So,
Hello,
uh,
sir.
Haji, yes, tell me.
Sir, finance marketing is including accounting with tally.
Hmm. Accounting with tally, yeah. So tally का हम लोग नहीं cover करेंगे. Tally एक tool का use है. But accounting क्या होता है? Basic accounting आपका cover होगा. If you're going for the advanced course, in the basic course, that is going to be covered in a very small way. If you're going for the advanced finance course, that will be covered. So it's like that. So uh, coming back to accounting, in accounting, when you have right. So sorry, apologies for this. Even now, the benchmark of whether a company is doing well or not, even now, the benchmark of whether a company is doing well or not is still profits. The definition of profits has not changed in the last 4,000 years. Definition of profit is revenues minus costs. So it does not matter how well you think the company is doing. The way the world benchmarks your company's position, the way the world benchmarks your company's performance is still going to be accounting, which is understanding its profit. Now, we're going to do a small bit of analysis right now, very quickly. Uh, uh, I thought that would be the most short and fun way to understand what are the kind of things that we covered in the finance courses, and a good way to use this webinar. I'll just share my screen. Uh, right. So what I've done is I've just pulled out the annual report for TCS last year. Can you all see the screen? Okay. Now, let me know if you guys want me to zoom it or not. ठीक है. So this is the annual report for TCS, which talks about its revenue growth from financial year 2010 right up till 2019. I know numbers look a little scary, but we're going to kind of go through it, and we're going to go through it slowly. First things first, go to 2010. The total revenues that year was, so this is all in crores. So this is 30,000 crores. Let's take a note of that. So FY 2010. For financial year 2010, the revenues were 30,000 crores, right? What was the revenue in 2019? It was 146,463 crores. 146,463 crores. Now, somebody would say that this looks like good performance, right? It was 30,000 to here, and now it is 146. It is almost 5 times, right? Let's see whether it is actually 5 times or not. Simple thing. Divide this by this. This is 488%. So, another way to interpret this data is the revenue in 2019 grew by 488% over 2010. 2010 में 30,000 crores था, 146,000. Okay. Let's start looking at total cost. What were the total costs? Let's say total was 21,334. 21,334. 1,334 versus 2019, where it stands to 106,957. 106,957. And let's do the same. Let's see what is the ratio of this. The costs have increased by 501%. So there's a slightly more increase in costs, right? तो अगर आपका रेवेन्यू बढ़ा है 488%, आपका कॉस्ट थोड़ा सा ज्यादा बढ़ा है, इसीलिए जब मैं प्रॉफिट्स देखूंगा, which is revenue minus costs, और अगर हम देखेंगे कि आपका प्रॉफिट कितना बढ़ा है, सिर्फ 455%. लेट्स इंटरप्रेट इन डिफरेंट वे. आपका रेवेन्यू आप कह रहे हो 488% बढ़ा है, लेकिन प्रॉफिट सिर्फ 455% बढ़ा है ना? इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? इसका मतलब है आपके जो कॉस्ट है वो कुछ ज्यादा ही बढ़ गए, मोर देन योर रेवेन्यूज. नाउ लेट्स लुक एट दिस. एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट 15,066. ठीक है, ये था 2010 का एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट 15,066. 15,066. अभी उनका टोटल कॉस्ट कितना था? उनका टोटल कॉस्ट था 21,000. तो 21,000 में 15,000 तो एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट है. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? अ कंपनी लाइक टीसीएस, उनका सबसे बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन टू देयर कॉस्ट इज देयर एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट. क्यों? बिकॉज इट्स अ सर्विस बेस्ड कंपनी, इट्स एन आईटी कंपनी. आईटी कंपनीज में सबसे बड़ा कॉस्ट यही होता है. नेक्स्ट लेट अस सी 78,246. 786. ये कितना परसेंट हुआ? यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम है. तो आपका एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट सबसे ज्यादा बढ़ा है. यू सी, आपका एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट अगर 15 लाख था, पहले 15,000 करोड़ था, दैट हैज इंक्रीज बाय 520%. सबसे ज्यादा बढ़ा होती है आपके एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट का. लेट्स इंटरप्रेट दिस इन वन मोर वे. लेट्स से देयर यूज्ड टू बी 15,000 एम्प्लॉयज, 1,50,000 एम्प्लॉयज. लेट्स से that they have all increased by this percent. So what is the number of employees that you have now? पहले 1 लाख था, अभी 8 लाख employees. 7.7 lakh employees, right? So I did a simple thing. What I did is, आपका जब 1.5 लाख employees थे, तो इतना revenue आता था. This is the number of employees. जब आपके 1.5 लाख employees थे, आपका 30,000 revenue था. इसलिए जब आपके 7 लाख employees हो गए, आपका revenue उतना हो. Now, let us suppose that this is what has happened. कि सब कुछ 5 गुना बढ़ गया. This is all roughly 5 times, right? 488%, 500%, 450%, 500%. So it's all 500, which is 5 times, right? Now, आपका revenue पहले इतना था, उसको 5 times बढ़ाने के लिए आपके employees को 5 times बढ़ना पड़ा. Does that seem? What is your interpretation? Now, your interpretation of that could be one. It means that more the number of employees TCS hires, better for the company. So I will write those insights down. Insight 1. More the number of employees, right, more the revenue. That's one insight. 2, salaries have increased because of inflation. 10 साल में inflation बढ़ गया, right? 2010 से 2019 तक. तो सब चीज का अगर प्राइस बढ़ा है तो इसका भी प्राइस बढ़ेगा. Correct. Third is TCS is inefficient. This is the last question we are taking. This is an Amazon 1000 question. Anyone wants to give this, sir? So anybody? 1, 2 or 3. Chalo. 1, 2 or 3. 1, 2, 3. Which one? I'll give it a little bit of time. Look at this again. This is looking at the number of employees only. All you have to do is just see the number of employees. Yes, Maliha.
Sir. Then should be more facilities provided. Then he or she will be relaxed, and because company should be provided facilities, that employee should be happy.
So पहले आपको ये डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा कि इन तीनों में प्रॉब्लम कौन सा है. क्वेश्चन है कि एम्प्लॉइज 5 गुना बढ़े तो रेवेन्यू 5 गुना बढ़े. ठीक है. दिस इज द क्वेश्चन. एम्प्लॉइज were increased by 5 times और revenue increased 5 times. Now उसका रीजन क्या हो सकता है? एम्प्लॉय नहीं, सॉरी, एक्चुअली एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट, माय बैड. एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट जो था ना, राइट, एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट जो था वो 5 गुना बढ़ा. राइट, ये देखिए, एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट अगर आपने 5 गुना बढ़ा दिया तो रेवेन्यू आपका 5 गुना बढ़ गया. तो अगले साल मान लीजिए अगर वो लोग एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट को दोबारा 5 गुना बढ़ा दिए एक साल में, यार 5 गुना बढ़ा दो, मतलब उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या होगा? तो ऑप्शन 1 है कि जितने एम्प्लॉय बढ़ेंगे उतना रेवेन्यू बढ़ेगा. ये एक ऑप्शन है. दूसरा है शायद सबके सैलरीज ही बढ़ गए, शायद इसीलिए सब कुछ हो रहा है. इट्स नॉट कि लोग बढ़ गए हैं इतने, शायद सैलरी पर हेड सैलरी इतना बढ़ गई. तीसरा है टीसीएस इनएफिशिएंट है. Okay, so I'll have to give you full marks for trying, Mariha. No questions with that. But इसका आंसर है the TCS is actually inefficient. इसका रीजन ये है TCS को आपको समझना पड़ेगा in the next sort of scale that TCS is an IT company. It is an IT services company. इसका मतलब है कि TCS is deciding the applications and is making websites for all its clients. If TCS does not have the capability to automate, if TCS is not looking at its own businesses, its own processes, if TCS is going to use the same amount of effort every single time, every project, then TCS is not innovating. TCS is not being efficient. आज मेरे कंपनी में ये एक आईटी कंपनी नहीं है तो बहुत खर्चे होते होंगे, लेकिन अगर मेरा आईटी कंपनी होता तो मेरा सबसे पहला हेडिक होता to figure out कि मैं अपने घर के खर्चे कैसे कम करूं. So therefore TCS is inefficient is the insight which we come from things, and that is a fact, and that is something TCS has been working on the last 3 years. TCS का सबसे बड़ा project ये रहा है figure out how to decrease their inefficiency. So this was a very brief snapshot of what is the extent of things that we're going to cover in finance. This is where we're going to look at a lot of wonderful reports and figure out the analysis. So this will help you pick up any annual report at any point of time and make judgments and make analysis. There's going to be a structured approach where we're going to be also talking about, as you know, the course content. Now that I've covered the fundamentals bit, I will give you one more suggestion on the other certification. I usually suggest people to go for the advanced course if they're already very clear about which certification they want, which majors they want. So suppose you are at a place जहाँ पे आपको पता नहीं है किसी भी सब्जेक्ट के बारे में, आपको कोई आइडिया ही नहीं है फाइनेंस, मार्केटिंग, एचआर, ऑपरेशंस, और आपको एक जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग चाहिए, तो मैं ये सजेस्ट करता हूँ. लेकिन अगर आपको मालूम है कि आप फाइनेंस में करना चाहते हैं आगे जाके, और शायद आपका बैकग्राउंड कॉमर्स का है या इंजीनियरिंग का है, आपने शायद अकाउंट्स में उतना स्टडी नहीं किया, या आपके फाइनेंस में बहुत बैकग्राउंड थोड़ा वीक है, वी सजेस्ट टू गो फॉर दिस. क्यों? वही सेम रीजंस. आपको सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, आपको केस स्टडीज करवाए जाएंगे, एंड ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट आपके पास लाइव प्रोजेक्ट्स होंगे 2. सेम फॉर मार्केटिंग. अगर आप हमारे साथ मार्केटिंग करेंगे, इसमें सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग दोनों इंक्लूडेड रहेगा. यहाँ पे मार्केटिंग नाम है प्रोजेक्ट का, लेकिन इसमें सेल्स और मार्केटिंग दोनों इंक्लूडेड रहेगा. अगर आप मार्केटिंग करना चाहोगे और आप सर्टेन है कि आपको एमबीए मार्केटिंग में करना है, या आपको हायर एक अलग लेवल ऑफ प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज ऑफ मार्केटिंग करना है, then this is the course that is same is for operations and same is for HR. I don't have any further questions right now. I don't have any further points to discuss also. Sunipa, is there anything else that you guys, anything else from this group? Anybody wants to ask me any questions? Sunipa, do you have anything to ask?
No, sir. As of now, it's quite good, I think. Not from
All
my
good. All right. So then in that case, we would be ending this session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all of you for attending, and whoever is going to be seeing these webinars later, which is going to be shared the link with all of you folks. I'm hoping that you would all reach out back to us. In case of any questions, feel free to email us or text us. We have the contact details provided right here. You can reach out to this email ID or to this phone number at any point of time. Thank you very much. And as always, stay safe during these times and stay home. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, Malia. Thank you, everyone.